We were literally on fire here in Los Angeles. I do live in LA and I was in the thick of it, y'all. If you look at the map of when all of the fires, yes, all, because there was multiple, when all of the fires were burning, if you look at that map and you go right in the middle of all the fires, that's where I lived. Needless to say, this last week and a half was utterly freaking terrifying, y'all. We're going to talk about, let's just jump into it. Let's just talk about these fires first and foremost, the LA fires. Y'all, oh my gosh. It's surreal to talk about something that you literally lived through. So on last Tuesday night, Tuesday morning, a fire sparked in the Pacific Palisades, which is on the west side of LA. It's a beach town. It's right by the water. And this fire went out of control because we were experiencing out of control, next level Santa Ana winds that were going up to 100 miles an hour. I woke up that morning to the sound of literally being scared that the wind was going to literally smash through my window because it sounded that bad. Now, we get really bad winds here in LA. We get the Santa Ana winds. That is a common thing every single year. And it's scary, especially if you're on the road driving. That shit is scary, but it's nothing to be alarmed about. So I get up on that Tuesday. I'm going to get my hair braided. You sleepy? You sleepy. I'm going to get my hair braided. And so I open my blinds. I open my window, not my window, but my blinds. And I look out and I happen to live on the third floor. I have a balcony and I have a great view. I have a view of the Hollywood Hills and I have a view of, I guess that's the Santa Monica Mountains. I think that's what it is. And so I look out the window and I see this suspicious looking cloud. And I says to myself, self, that's a weird looking cloud. And I was like, it's not quite, is that smoke? It wasn't quite like an obvious plume of smoke, but it was definitely catching my eye. And I just was like, maybe something's on fire. Didn't think anything of it. We have fires in LA all the time, y'all. This is a regular occurrence. We literally have something called fire season because it's regular. It is not uncommon for me to look out my window and see a plume of smoke coming from somewhere in my view, okay? So I shrug it off. I don't give a damn because it's very normal. Grab my shit. I go to get my hair braided. I go an hour south. That was the safest part of LA. I get my hair braided. I come back. By the time I get home, it's 9 p.m. I get off of that freeway, y'all. Mind you, this is driving home at 45 miles an hour because wind gusts are literally scooping my car up and pushing them into the next lane. It's really quite serious. So I get home, y'all, and as soon as I exit the freeway and I make a right towards my apartment building, my neighborhood, suddenly, y'all, everything done went black. There was a blackout, a power outage, all in my neighborhood. And I'm thinking, please just don't let it be my apartment. Please, of course it's my apartment. I get home, I have to wait an hour. Sorry, 30 minutes. It was only 30 minutes. I have to wait 30 minutes for the maintenance man to come and open the garage door because it is obviously electrically controlled and we had no power. And I'm thinking, damn, this is so fucked up. But hey, whatever. They got it open and I'm sure the lights will come back on soon. Little did I know. That would begin an odyssey that I just did not expect. Next thing you know, we have a fire in Altadena and Pasadena, the Eaton fire that's raging out of control because of these Santa Ana winds. I had no power for 2 days. It took 2 days. I'm telling you, maybe I'll post some of these pictures. There was an outage map that Spectrum sent us and the power company sent us. The whole entire city. Outage. Crews working. Crews on the way. The whole entire map, y'all. It was wild. I had no power for 2 days. And guys, I had a view of the Palisades fire. I live on the third floor and I have a great view of the Hollywood Hills. It's one of my favorite parts of my apartment. I also, like I said, have a view of what I believe is the Santa Monica Mountains. And that was the barrier between the Palisades fire and the valley, which is where I live, in the valley. Okay, y'all? So I'm sitting here, day 2, I wake up, still ain't got no power. And now that little cloud that I can't tell is that a cloud, now it's a full-on plume of smoke. A scary plume of smoke. Maybe I'll post some of these pictures so y'all can see what I was seeing from my balcony. And I watched as that plume grew, it got smaller, it got bigger. And I'm just thinking, if that plume gets closer and closer, I'm going to have to evacuate. My community's going to have to evacuate, y'all. And then the next night, the second day, then we had more fires crop up. We had a fire in Runyon Canyon, which is very close to where I'm recording this right now, which is part of the reason why we didn't have an episode last week. We had a fire in Runyon Canyon, which is right over the hills from where I actually live, y'all. That one terrified me. It was so scary. They had to evacuate Hollywood. They had to evacuate the city. And luckily, I was not in the evacuation zone, thankfully, but we did end up getting, throughout this week, an evacuation warning, which turned out to be a mistake. Thankfully, it was for another location. But in the moments that I thought that it was real and I'm sitting here packing my go bag, when I tell you my stomach dropped, I mean, I was like trembling. And this isn't the first evacuation order I've ever gotten in my life. Here in LA, I had a previous evacuation warning where I had to pack a to-go bag and it never came to fruition, thankfully. But it just was so different this time. I mean, I was terrified. And then things seemed to start getting better. The Hollywood fire got put out, but then there was another fire, mind you, up in Sylmar, which was north of where I was. So I had a fire to my west. I had a fire to the east. I had a fire to the south. I had a fire to the north. And then another fire broke out. And then another fire broke out. The Kenneth fire. I mean, we know this is sus, right? Okay? Y'all, one of the days things seem to be calming down. I was like, look, things seem to be getting under control. I'm starting to woosah a little bit. I look out my window as the night falls, and now, for the first time in like days, I've never seen this. Now I'm seeing a glow coming from the hills where I'm seeing the smoke from behind. And I'm like, whoa. I ain't seen no glow this whole entire time. What the hell is going on? And guess what? The glow then eventually turned into fucking flames, guys. I'm standing on my balcony looking at the hills in the distance, and I see flames. And I'm just thinking, oh boy, it's over. It's a wrap. If those flames get over that mountain, it's a freaking wrap.